Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5-Minute Gaming News, the show that is really excited about this new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin game. I guess they're trying to make one, and it's going to be kind of like God of War, and I am here for it. They're looking for a dev, so really, at the end of the day, it comes down to what dev team they get to make this thing, but concept-wise, today in the news, you know how boomers are always like, oh, millennials aren't having kids these days. Well, turns out video games may be the answer to low birth rates. That is according to the creator of the Bayonetta series, and specifically why his latest game, Bayonetta Origins, will ultimately solve Japan's birth rate problem. Last year, Japan experienced the lowest number of newborn babies since 1899. According to Kotaku, Platinum Games' Hideki Kamiya made a flowchart of a Twitter post detailing how, in his mind, the release of Cereza would lead to a baby boom among players. It should be noted that this post was made the day Cereza was released on Nintendo Switch and was most definitely for goofs. Unless it wasn't. Play Cereza and the Lost Demon, leading to I Want a Child Like Cereza, and then the unprecedented marriage boom coming, then problem of declining birth rate will be solved, and everyone happy. Now, clearly, I do not know how Cereza leads to people deciding to have children. Like, there wasn't a Clementine baby boom in 2013 when The Walking Dead came out. So, I mean, look, Bayonetta? Like, Hot Mama Bayonetta? I could get how that could lead to something that would then create children, but I don't, like, I guess maybe the idea is like people will see a cute kid and be like, oh, I want a cute kid too. Here's the trick. Here's the trap, folks. Everyone loves a cute kid. But if you're like me, you're living the Uncle Jesse life. Dodgers kid Clark, cutie pie. I'm glad that's Dodgers' problem. You know what I mean? I don't gotta deal with that kid. I can say hi. I can be like, oh, what a cute kid. And then I can leave. But I'm sure there's probably other reasons why you wouldn't want to have a kid. Cost of living, accessibility of daycare, the world that we live in, you know. But this is 5-Minute Gaming News, not my weekly sociology symposium. Speaking of games, this is a good story to end our week. A former Resident Evil 4 modder has leveled up and now is working in actual game dev. Albert Martin started the Resident Evil 4 HD project in 2014 along with fellow Resident Evil fan Chris Morales, and finally released version 1.0 in February 2022. Now, in an update on the mod's website, Martin revealed that he had been hired by a studio specializing in similar retro remasters. And for those of you who haven't seen it, the Resident Evil 4 HD project replaces almost every texture in the game with new high-res textures and replaces older flat objects with new 3D models. For some of those textures, Martin actually traveled to the same locations in Spain and Wales where Capcom took photography and took photos again so he could make higher resolution assets that were as accurate as possible. Now that's commitment. I love that. What a badass story. And it just goes to show that when you have passion and you work hard, it can pay off like this. And now Martin, along with all the rest of us, get to experience the next version of Resident Evil 4, which is out today. I think that's like a really great story. And while we're talking about great things, there's also your Crenminute.
Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to the Crenminute, my once-a-week segment where I get to talk about whatever I want for a minute. This week we're talking about this TheVerge.com article I read from Twitch. So this has a bunch of Twitch quotes in it that are terrible. Let me explain. So Chief Product Officer Tom Verrilli had some just great quotes in this one. He said, I don't think there's ever been a better time to start streaming on Twitch. That's already false. I would say 10 years ago was probably the best time when nobody else was streaming on Twitch because you were probably way more likely to get seen. And the platform actually had a lot of soul back then in comparison to now. Then we had, in regards to the 50-50, 70-30 split thing, he said, quote, there certainly was loud conversations within the community in terms of their feedback and reception, which is just a polite way of saying, man, people sure did complain about that and bitch a lot. That's pretty much what he's saying. Like, man, I sure got mad about that. But here's another quote. We talked about how we're in this together, and part of that is innovation. So I guess that innovation is taking more of your money. and making you watch advertisements. We're in this together, guys. And then I'm over a minute. I don't even care. Being a content creator on the internet is hard. Okay. Especially when you're taking more of their money. And then he says they think the next evolution of chat is with guest star, which is just something they put into like Twitch stream titles, which I've seen. That's not even chat. It's not chat. That's like in the title of the stream. How's that innovating chat? And he says everything we do at Twitch starts and ends with community. No, it doesn't. It's dumb. That's my Cren Minute.
Thanks again, Crendor. Also, thank you to everyone over on patreon.com/Jesse Cox, where you can hang out with amazing people like Jeremy Chabot, Thoutrin, and John Glendinning. That is it for this episode. Thanks so much. See you all Monday for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.